Imagine losing your husband to an assassination. Then imagine being handed his empire. Then imagine being accused of faking his voice to make it all look legitimate. That is exactly what is happening to Erika Kirk right now. 7 months after conservative activist Charlie Kirk was assassinated in Utah Valley, his widow has been installed as CEO of Turning Point USA, one of the most powerful right-wing organizations in America. And this week, the story took a turn that nobody saw coming. An audio recording was played at a TPUSA event in which Charlie Kirk appears to name Erika as his chosen successor. The clip was supposed to silence the doubters. Instead, it exploded everything, because one of the most prominent voices on the American right just called that audio clearly edited. And the war inside the conservative movement over Charlie Kirk's legacy just got very ugly very fast. Welcome to the Marquee Report. Let's get into it. To understand what is happening this week, you need to understand the timeline that got us here. Charlie Kirk was the founder and public face of Turning Point USA, a conservative youth organization with enormous reach, significant funding, and serious political influence. He built it from nothing into one of the defining institutions of the modern American right. He was 40 years old when he was killed. His assassination in September 2025 sent shockwaves through the conservative movement. And almost immediately after his death, Erika Kirk, his widow and mother of their 2 children, was presented as his natural heir and installed as CEO of the organization he built. And from day one, that decision was controversial, not because of anything Erika had done wrong necessarily, but because the conservative movement does not hand over powerful institutions quietly. There are factions, there are loyalists, there are people with their own ambitions, and there are people who simply did not believe a grieving widow with no prior leadership track record should be running one of the most influential political organizations in the country. Every single move Erika has made since taking that role has been picked apart in public. Her Instagram posts, her public appearances, her leadership decisions, the way she mourned, all of it examined and criticized by people who were once on the same side. And now, the audio. Here is what happened. At a recent TPUSA event, a recording was played in which Charlie Kirk appears to say that if anything ever happened to him, Erika should take over the organization. His voice, his words, his apparent endorsement of his wife as his chosen successor. In theory, this should have been the most powerful possible validation of her position. The man himself, on tape, saying she was the one he wanted. Instead, it became the flashpoint for the biggest public attack on her legitimacy yet. Candace Owens, commentator, former TPUSA ally, and someone who has said she was once close to Charlie, went public with a forensic challenge to the recording. She posted an analysis telling her followers the audio is very clearly edited and argued. It sounded as though words had been inserted in the middle, that it did not flow as a natural, continuous recording. But Owens did not stop at the audio itself. She pushed further and asked a question that landed hard with a lot of people. If TPUSA actually has a video of Charlie Kirk naming his wife as his successor, why did they release audio instead? Her exact words were pointed. She said that if you genuinely have video footage of Charlie endorsing Erika for CEO, that would be the most powerful footage you could possibly release to get the public to rally behind her. So why show audio only? That question has not been answered publicly. And in the absence of an answer, the speculation has been running wild. The moment Owens posted her analysis, the internet did exactly what the internet does. It ran straight past the evidence and into the most extreme possible interpretations. Some people focused on a deeply uncomfortable angle. Oh, if Charlie Kirk was worried enough about his safety to record a message naming his successor, why would he want the mother of his children to inherit the same position that he had just been killed for holding? That question spread fast, and it is genuinely uncomfortable regardless of which side of this you are on. Others pointed to what they saw as a glaring inconsistency. They noted that footage exists of Charlie Kirk's casket, that Erika herself appeared in that footage publicly, yet somehow the one piece of video that would definitively prove her legitimate succession, Charlie naming her as CEO, has never been shown. One commenter put it bluntly, "Why can the public see Charlie dead in a casket, but not see him alive naming his wife to lead his organization? It is important to be absolutely clear here. None of the claims circulating online have been independently verified. No forensic audio analysis has been made public. The accusations against Erika Kirk remain contested allegations, not established facts. Everything should be treated with significant caution until real evidence is produced either way. Turning Point USA did not stay quiet. The organization issued a response to Owens' accusations, and it was not diplomatic. TPUSA said it chose not to release any video of the endorsement because of what it called psychopathic predators. The statement was a direct reference to Owens. The organization and Erika have repeatedly accused her of pushing outlandish and dangerous conspiracy theories about Charlie's death, including claims that his killing was orchestrated by Israel and suggestions so extreme they barely warrant repeating. And Owens has framed everything she has done as an attempt to find the truth about what happened to a man she claims to have cared about. TPUSA and Erika's camp frame it as malicious fabrication designed to destabilize the organization and Erika personally. On Owens' own YouTube channel, the divide played out in real time. Some viewers echoed her suspicions completely. Others pushed back hard, pointing out that neither Erika nor TPUSA owes the public or Candace Owens proof of anything. One commenter said directly, "After Owens had defamed Erika and the organization, there was simply no reason for them to cooperate with her demands." That tension between the demand for transparency and the right to simply not engage is at the center of everything happening here. Erika Kirk has not publicly addressed the audio editing accusation directly. No, she has not dissected the claims line by line or produced counter-evidence in public. What she has done is post on Instagram, and what she wrote there tells you a lot about where her head is. She described feeling besieged. She acknowledged the intense criticisms and online hostility that have surrounded her since she stepped into Charlie's role. And then she drew a line. She wrote that the criticism was already at capacity and that none of it shakes her. She said her opponent's words, accusations, assumptions, and slander do not land and do not burn. She closed with a statement that became the most debated line of her post, that she owes the world nothing. For her supporters, that statement resonated deeply. They see a young widow being asked to publicly justify not just her professional decisions, but her grief, and her marriage and her right to exist in the role her husband apparently wanted her to have. The attacks on her have been relentless and personal in ways that go well beyond legitimate scrutiny. For her critics, those same words read as defiant but evasive, a way of shutting down reasonable questions by framing all accountability as slander. Both readings are understandable, and the fact that the same 5 words can produce such completely opposite reactions tells you everything about how divided the audience watching this story has become. Here is the uncomfortable truth about where this story goes from here. There are 2 things that could resolve the central question of this controversy. A clear, unedited video of Charlie Kirk naming Erika as his successor would silence at least one strand of the speculation immediately. A credible, independent technical analysis of the existing audio would do the same, one way or the other. Neither of those things has appeared, and until they do, this fight is going to continue in exactly the same volatile space it has been occupying, where personal tragedy, factional politics, genuine grief, and internet conspiracy theory all collide in real time. The stakes are genuinely high. Turning Point USA is not a small operation. It has significant funding, significant reach, and significant influence over a generation of conservative activists. Whoever leads it shapes what that movement looks like. And right now, the question of whether that person is Erika Kirk and whether she got there legitimately remains entirely unresolved in the public conversation. Here is where everything stands. An audio recording of Charlie Kirk allegedly naming Erika as his successor has been publicly challenged as edited. TPUSA has not released video that would settle the question. Candace Owens is pushing hard for answers. Erika Kirk says she owes the world nothing, and the conservative movement is tearing itself apart in public over the legacy of a man who was killed 7 months ago. No forensic evidence has been made public. No independent verification has been produced. Everything you have heard in this video should be understood as contested claims, not established truth. What is clear is that this story is not going away. And when real evidence surfaces either way, we will break it down with the detail it deserves. This has been the Marquee Report. Subscribe and hit the bell so you do not miss the next update. See you on the next one.